Lunch with Leah, episode 407. Here's Leah.
Hi, everybody. We have so much to talk about. So I missed last week, but I was gathering content for you. Everything I did was just to come up with stuff to tell you about. So, well, we were in LA, and I saw the regulars, I saw the girls. Actually, I saw them. Well, what happened is one night, we had reservations on a Monday night for Nobu in Malibu to meet them there. And the fires were so bad, the freeway was cut off.
I would bet.
In two spots. So then Brandy texts and says, I don't know if we should try to go, or even if it's safe, or even if the freeway's open. So I changed that reservation to another night. Then the other night, Wednesday, that we were supposed to go to Frankie Grande's big premiere of Rock of Ages, the studio didn't finish the venue, so they canceled everything and just gave everybody their money back.
You're kidding.
No, they canceled and gave everybody their money back and said, well, we're going to start up, I think, December 11th or something. So I've got to find out when that is and get new tickets, because I had 6 tickets. So I had Bill. Oh, Ronnie couldn't go. He's out of town. Julie, Brandy, me, Roy, and RJ. Of course, I don't know if Roy they're going to go. They'll love it when they get there. Going to church when you're there. And then, so then the fires were dominating the news every day, all day. I couldn't believe it. And I was nervous, but the air in my neighborhood was very clear. You could see the stars in the sky and the moon, and you could see the city from my house. So in my neighborhood, it was fine, but it was just everywhere.
Huh.
Oh my God, let's see. People, you're probably doing lunch with Leah, but, well, of course I am, but you're texting me. Oh, you should be watching me instead of texting me. So then when I did see Julie and Brandy at Nobu, guess what they brought me as a gift? Oh my God, it's my favorite thing in the whole world. They brought me a pillow. It's like 12 by 12, maybe 14 by 14. It's a pink glitter. And it's a face of Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the front with her glasses and her robe and the collar. And I'm, it's just screaming like, oh my God, I love her so much. It was funny. I love her. Yeah. And then out of the blue, yesterday I go home. When I finally got home, I get a gift from Chanel from this girl. Remember that girl, Candice Barr, that has Luxe?
Yes, Luxe. She's actually, I think she might be watching right now.
I can't believe this. She is adorable. So I went on her radio gig one time, and we just became friends, and she came to a couple of my parties, and she's very pretty, and she's very smart, and she does stuff that I wish I just would do. I'm just so lazy. She does events, and then she does PR, and then she does... Barney's shoes show up, all 20 of her friends there for champagne. She's just like a go-getter girl. I got a big Chanel scarf from her.
Oh, wow.
In a box with a big white bow on it. I'm like, what is that for? Why would somebody send me? Those scarves are not cheap.
No.
They're start at $500. I called her yesterday. I was walking in my sleep yesterday because I just got back. And my time is 3 hours earlier. And I got up early anyway, and so I was kind of in a zombie for 2 days. But she's just so sweet about it. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. So anyway, got that
was
scarf.
really
I have
nice.
to bring that scarf and wear it one day. I didn't bring it today because it was still in the box, and you kind of have to iron the creases out. But it's beautiful.
Wow.
I know, but why would she buy me such an expensive scarf? I just don't get it. I mean, it's fabulous. I wish I was so generous. Then we went to see 2 movies, RJ, Roy, and I. We went to see Parasites. Have you guys seen it?
No.
Oh my God, you've got to see it. It's this Asian family. I think they're in South Korea, right, RJ? They're in South Korea? He's got his headsets on. The Asian family in Parasites. They were in South Korea, right? Yeah. Okay, so that means so underneath their house, of course, they had a cellar for like a bomb shelter, and then they lived in this mansion, and it's just a story. It is so wild. It reminds me of just the writer and director. Apparently, he's done 5 or 6 shows, Korean. Is so bizarre and so creative and so unique and so many twists and turns, and the ending just floored me. You have to see it. It's really something. I couldn't believe it. I never even heard of the guy. Roy Jr. wanted to go see it, and I was like, we'll go. Then we went to see Motherless in Brooklyn. What's that guy's name?
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? Edward Norton. He's a great actor.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so, and Bruce Willis was in it for a bit. That was another good film. I mean, it was really good. The acting was good, and it was a good film. But that Parasites just was one of those films that, like, it's kind of like a Woody Allen has his own signature, like, when he does something that's kind of crazy, and Tarantino has his signature films. This guy obviously has his own signature films, and he's very popular. So if you have a chance to see Parasites, see it. So meanwhile, I bought this chandelier to go over my dining room table. What I was scared to tell Jeff, so I didn't tell him. I was going to wait and walk in and see who walks in one day, and he'll say, "Did I put that there?" Or maybe he won't notice it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yeah, right. It turned out to be so gorgeous, I can't even tell you.
Oh, really?
I was worried it was going to block the view, and I was worried it was going to be just, too much. But it's very lean and clean, and it's crystal and gold, and it's just simple lines. It's gorgeous, and it really looked beautiful. That took 2 damn days. They had to cut a hole in the wall. They have to put the electricity. They have to put the box up. Then they have to hang the thing. They have to repair the ceiling. Then they have to put the chandelier. Then they got to put the light. I mean, but I got it done. Then I was on Jeff's show twice. Oh my God. So I went on Monday, the 28th, and we had so much fun. So when he was taking me home, he goes, "When are you leaving?" I go, "I'm leaving Sunday. I could stay longer if I had any reason to, but I'm planning to go Sunday." He goes, "Well, stay over and go on the radio show on Monday. I'll check to see if I have anybody booked." So I went on again the next Monday. How fabulous was that? And we left and cut up. And I've got to tell him that this cop that called in was half right. We were arguing about whether or not you can lie to the cops and whether or not what to say if you get a DUI, and this cop called in. Then I got the real scoop from Roy, so I'm going to have to clarify that with him.
Well, people are actually commenting right now that they really enjoyed you on Jeff Lewis Live. Raquel Gitch says, "You were great on Jeff's show. I prefer you two together. Let's make it happen."
Well, I guess I could Skype from Miami. If I could be on the show more often, I'd be out there more often. I just, for me to go to LA, and believe me, it's a long damn trip. It's 5 hours, and that's 2 hours before, so that's 7 hours. And then you got to leave your house like an hour, so that's 8 hours. Then you get there on the other end, and you got to get home, so that's like 9.5. It's like a whole day. Go to Europe. So when I go, I like to stay at least 10 days. If I can't stay 10 days, it's not worth the trip. But I would go out there more often if I was on the show more often, just because I love Jeff and I love the show. And Jeff has come a long way. He's gone from being really stressed out and really worked up and under all this pressure to actually starting to be his own self again. And, people misunderstand him. They really do. He's very misunderstood. He's got a big heart. He's a great guy. He'll do anything he can to help his friends. And he gives you 20 chances before he bites, believe it or not. But when he bites, he bites.
Yeah.
And so I'm just making sure I never get bit. But even if he did bite with me, we'd work it out, because I just made it very clear to him that I have a lot of tolerance for your antics, but I will put you in your place. Yeah. So we have a good relationship.
That's good.
Anyway, so then this table, I had this big wooden table. Of course, it's a natural piece of wood, so it started kind of falling apart. I had to get that repaired, got that done. I mean, it's just been, every time I go to LA, there's maintenance. I don't know. And then that flood that happened because of the thing that broke, I don't think those people are still back in their house.
The mudslide from last season. I don't think they're still
back in their house. The people down the hill from the mud, from the water pipe that broke. Yeah. And then we've concluded, based on our minimal amount of knowledge and expertise, which we have none of construction, that the original builder to the house just didn't either secure it properly, didn't put it in properly, or it's possible that the earth moved in an earthquake. But for some reason, that main pipe broke, and then all that mud went down to the poor neighbor's house. I feel terrible about it. So I don't even think they're back in their house. Our yard is finally done. I won't even tell you how many dollars later. Then, our friend Bill from Disney, who gives Roy Jr. clothes every day of the week because he's a shopaholic, and he shops like crazy. He went to Laura Piano. He goes everywhere and buys all the best of everything. And then when either they don't fit him right or he gets tired of them, he gives them to RJ. So RJ's my secondhand rose, and he's running around wearing Dolce.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good.
Laura Piano,
he's not
Ralph Lauren. I mean, all the major brands, Roy Jr.'s wearing them, which honestly, he'd be wearing Gap if I was buying his clothes. But because I don't think at 18 years old you should spend that kind of money on clothes. But he's 6'3", he weighs 60 pounds or something, so he wears the clothes well. And Bill gives him clothes every time we go, like, oh, I'm not going to wear this jacket. Some of them still have the tags in it. So he buys him a graduation present. Then he says, you know what, if you want it, fine. If you want to go get something else, fine. So Roy, he goes, let's go to Louis Vuitton and look and see what else they have. Maybe you like something else better. So we go to Louis Vuitton. So he had given him a backpack, but his computer didn't fit in it. It was a smaller backpack, a reasonably sized one. Roy Jr. has a bigger computer, laptop. Mm-hmm. So he starts looking at backpacks, and RJ loved this one, and Bill loved this one, and they gravitated towards this one, and we got to have this one. And we were in a predicament. I was like, I guess he's going to get that one. I don't know. Do you know he bought him?
I know. I've been looking at there's one similar to the one he's got that I love that Versace has.
For what he paid for that backpack.
I believe it.
And I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, Bill, this is too much. You can't do this. I don't want, it's over the top. He bought it.
But like I said this morning, some people buy their, backpack and for life and pay $3,000 up front, and some people spend $6,000 over 40 years buying 20 backpacks that fall apart.
Well, I told RJ you were going to wear this through college. You were going to take this to every airplane, every flight you ever take, every trip you ever take for the rest of your life. This is your backpack. Yep. He has that Hermes belt that I bought him for Christmas because he didn't buy anything for the whole year. Didn't even spend his allowance, so I bought him an expensive belt. That's the only belt he has, and he wears it every day. It's reversible.
He's got it on now.
So I'd rather him have a few really good pieces. But he's got a wardrobe that, honest to God, if he ever builds up all his muscles, Jason, I'll have to give the stuff to you. The clothes, Gucci shirts, the stuff Bill buys him is just incredible. Then we went for Halloween. I said, okay, let's go down to Sunset Boulevard, sit outside and eat at the restaurant and watch all the crazies, because I live in La La Land gay. I'm in the gayest neighborhood in the world, and the gays love Halloween. They start a year ahead of time planning those costumes.
It's the gay high holy day.
You've got to go. Yeah. Oh my God, it is. You've got to go to Frankie Grande's Instagram and see.
I did. He unbelievable.
What all he? I showed that to Jeff. He goes, "That's his body. Does he have any body fat? Does he ever eat?"
I know,
I said,
right?
"Yeah, he eats vegan and he rides that. He does the soul cycle all the time."
Yep.
But if you could, the costumes, how they were going to be. So we go down, and then guess what? All the action was on Santa Monica Boulevard, but we didn't want to go to Santa Monica. There's nowhere to park, and there's nowhere to eat outside. So it was very little action on Sunset Boulevard, but we had fun anyway. We hung out with Michael Avenatti went, saw him. And so he hung out with us, and my friend Lisa from Puerto Rico and Dallas, and then I don't know who else went. I can't remember. Brendan. Of course, Brendan from E has all the gossip from E. So we did that. And then meanwhile, Joanna Krupa had her baby girl.
Yes, congratulations.
A very cute little girl, but it was brunette. I was shocked. I was expecting to be blonde. And so I had said to her the day before, when's that baby coming? And she texted me back and said, soon. And then the next day the baby came. I'm like, soon? No, that was rapid. That was immediately the baby came. So she's home from the hospital. She texted me, said the worst pain she's ever been in. She's so glad to be home. And she's just in love with the baby. So that's all good.
That's good.
Then when I went to dinner at the Palm with Jeff the Sunday night before I left, I gave him a book for this waitress that he goes to her restaurant in Encino, which is near Sherman Oaks. And apparently I'm her favorite guest on Jeff's show. Oh, amongst all those fabulous people, she likes me the best. Jeff said she's obsessed with you. So I signed a book and gave it to Jeff at the Palm to give to her. Well, he left it in the damn Uber car.
Oh, my goodness.
At least he admitted it to me, so I got to get her another book. And then the airport traffic. Okay, so they made an announcement that they were changing Uber, where you can no longer just park at the airport.
At LAX.
At LAX. You have to park somewhere off-site, and then people have to take a bus over there or a cab over there, whatever,
it's just
to get there.
Like the rental almost now. You have to get,
it's like
you land at the airport,
rental.
and then you have to get on a bus.
So
and go
wherever
there.
they put it, backed up the traffic.
Yes.
So it took me 45 minutes to get to the airport. But from where it says airport to where the departure and the arrivals are, it took an hour to get a mile and 1.2 miles. I almost missed the flight. People were getting out of their car with all their bags and trying to walk. And I said, you know, I had the dog and my 2 bags and my jewelry in the neighborhood. I'm not going to do it. I'll just miss the flight. It's a good thing I didn't get out, because once you get to the airport, the 1.2 miles, you still got to go to Terminal 1, Terminal 2, Terminal 3, Terminal 4. It would have been an hour's walk with all that stuff and the dog. So, I mean, I was by the time I got there, I was just shaking. Then they went through every damn bag I had. They went through the dog's bag. They went through my handbag. My tote bag. Then they went through my big bag. They went through everything. That was 20, 30 minutes. And I was like, I'm not going to make the flight. I get on the plane, and literally 2 minutes later, they're closing the door. And I left.
Oh, my goodness.
Almost 2 hours before. It was just too much.
Do you not have TSA pre-check?
Well, I didn't get it that time. You have to, it's random. What happens is if you go fill out the thing, you get it every time. I've never done that.
Yeah, that's what I did.
So, but even if you did the TSA check on a Monday, it's very long. The line was very long. But I didn't fill out the thing to get it permanently, so it's random. So I always get it when I book advance. But if you change your ticket 2 or 3 days before, you don't get it. And I changed my ticket to stay over, so I didn't get it. Meanwhile, in sad news, while I'm sitting there, I get this text message from RJ's school at Ransom. This kid that was at Cornell, an RJ's classmate, he was in one of his classes. His name was Antonio T-S-I-A-L-A-S. I'm not sure how to say it. He had just gone off to Cornell. He's been there, what, 2 months? 2 months? They found him, dead, outside by a creek or something. So I don't know if he fell, we don't know. I mean, I don't think there was any foul play. But it just broke my heart. I mean, these parents fly this kid up there to Cornell, then they have to fly back and pick him up in a casket. I just can't. And then the school was having this big thing, but we were out of town, and oh my God, it was just horrible. Oh, I felt terrible.
You're getting a lot of comments and questions. People are saying, Jennifer Hall says, hello, fabulous. Marcella Bernardi says, good morning from Northern Cali. Love your earrings. A lot of people mentioning the earrings today. And the ring. The Texas-sized ring, they're calling it.
This is all costume, by the way.
Sylvie Daughtery says, hello from London. And Raquel Gitch says, you were great on Jeff's show. I prefer the 2 of you together.
Well, you need to go to Jeff's Instagram and comment. That's what you have to do to get me on there.
Sue Carroll says, I love your stories. It always brightens up my day. Carol Alderette said, love it when you're on Jeff Lewis Live. Deanna Wolfer says, you are my favorite guest on Jeff's show.
Oh, my God. That is hard to believe because they have so many people on there.
Carol says, fly through Burbank.
Well, you can't go nonstop to Burbank from Miami.
And then Fran Semenes says, I really love the new packaging. What is going on with the handbags? Hello at LeahBlack.com site is not working, she says.
Oh, if you're interested in a handbag, email us at hello@LeahBlack.com and we will give you whatever information you want on any handbag. And watch closely for our what is it called? Black Friday special.
We're going to have the prices probably up in the next couple days online with the handbags.
Because we're going to do a Black Friday special.
They have to put it down,
the menu. It has to be pulled down?
No, you have to put it down.
Okay. So on the website, you have to pull it down to find the handbags in the menu. So when you go in there, you will see that.
But in the meantime, just put hello@LeahBlack.com, and if you're interested, and actually we should have that on the website. If you're interested in a handbag, email us and we'll give you information. Yeah, because we're trying to sell them wholesale, but I can't sell them wholesale online publicly because of people in Europe and stores that carry them are going to be upset, but I'm trying to offer them to you guys, our customers, like really, really inexpensively, but I can't do it at the point that it upsets the stores.
We just can't publicly publish it at that price.
To email us, hello@LeahBlack. So then this woman asked me to mention her daughter is so sick. She's trying to raise $5,000. She's got scoliosis, asthma, muscle spasms. She had a spinal tap. And the kid has got all these problems and they need money for medical. Her name is Renee Miller. If anyone is inclined to go to her GoFundMe and donate even any amount, I'm sure it all adds up. So then when I was in LA, we saw Tom Arnold. We went to dinner with him. He had all the gossip.
He's hilarious.
All the political gossip. He is out there. He's on tour now for something. I forget the name of it. What is it? On tour. He's on tour for something. They're filming it. Anyway, I'll tell you about it later. I'm watching The Voice. Is anybody watching The Voice? Got to watch The Voice, and I'm watching Succession. I finally caught up on Succession. Did you
my
guys
gosh.
watch it?
Yes, it's my favorite show.
Were you shocked? I'm not going to spoil it, but
Don't
were you
spoil it.
shocked at the end how it turned out?
Well, I mean, I kind of 10 minutes before the ending knew.
That's what Roy
I
thought.
knew. I saw it coming down Fifth Avenue.
I didn't. Roy said
when he said you're not a killer, that's when I knew what was going to happen.
Don't say. But the thing is, I was not expecting that. But then Roy said it was over. He said, I kind of got an indication of it. I kind of thought that was going to happen at the end. But it's a cliffhanger. I hope they bring it back.
Oh, it is. It's coming back.
It is really good.
Listen, HBO
It's
is
so good.
killing it right now. They have that. They have the Catherine the Great.
Oh, yeah,
they
I've got so
have
many things to-
Watchmen, and then they have this new show about the Dark Waters thing or
Is
whatever
Catherine
it is.
and the Great's good? I
is
got to watch that one.
Fabulous.
On
And Helen
HBO.
Mirren is just amazing.
Oh, I forgot. I've got to watch that.
Yeah.
Then I caught up with RHOC, except last night's episode, and then I watched half of last night's episode. Those girls are fucking crazy.
Oh my gosh! And then at the end, Kelly
They're wild.
found out that Tamara's the one that brought up the train thing. So it all came up
See,
at the
I didn't
table.
go to I only saw I missed the last 10 minutes of last night. But I mean, let's go back in history. The root of many of these little things, Marcel's, is Tamara.
Yeah.
And I think production kind of nudges her to do stuff, and she wants a job, so she does it.
She is messy.
She's messy, yeah. So that was, I thought, okay. Kelly now, when Kelly hugged Vicky, they cried it out. I was saying to myself, that is not going to last. And it lasted like a second.
Yeah, a
lasted
millisecond.
a second. And I will say, in the carriage last night and the Queen and all that was very cute and everything. I'm liking that little Gina. I kind of feel sorry for her.
Yeah, I like
Do you think
Gina.
she's going to go back with her husband?
I don't know. I hope not. Because
You know what? I think she should with the 3 kids.
yeah, but he physically abused her. And
I'm not sure about that. You know what? Let me tell you what happens a lot of times. You get in a fight and you push them, and then the wife says you've physically abused them. If he whacked her and physically abused her, it's one thing. He needs therapy and help. But if it was one of those push and shove moments and they were mad at each other or something like that, I don't think you destroy a whole family for the 30 years while the kids are all growing up over that if they really love each other. That and the fact he had the girlfriend. I mean, they're both horrible.
Yeah.
But then he lost his job over that push and shove thing. But that push and shove thing isn't always what they say it is. And the girls many times backtrack. I'm not condoning it. Trust me. If a guy ever whacked me, I'd take a fucking frying pan and smack him to death. But I could never condone it. But I'm not sure it was like, it could have been blown out of proportion. Oh, by the way, I talked to Joe Francis. He said that whole robbery thing was blown way out of proportion.
Oh,
just
wow.
so you know.
People wanted to know that if you got a chance to watch the Joe and Teresa Giudice
I
thing.
didn't.
Ryan Holt was asking about that.
How do you watch it? Can you find
They're
it?
repeating it. It's on demand, I'm sure.
Let me know when they repeat it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But they're in Italy right now with him.
I
and then,
told you they were going to trot everybody over there with all the
They did.
cameras, and I figured they're going to do specials 3 or 4 times a year. He's going to be in the pizza parlor making the pizzas. He's going to have some girlfriend, and when he's going to stash her away when Teresa comes in. Teresa's going to say, "No, I don't have a boyfriend." They're going to bring all the kids. It's going to be a shit show.
It'll be another
and
show.
Bravo's going to make more money.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
And they're going to make more money. So it's not over till it's over. The fat lady has not sang.
Yeah, no. Joanne Vivolo says, lunch with Leah even while I'm jogging. This is why I love technology. Who needs music to jog when you have Lunch with Leah podcast?
Doesn't the time go by fast when you're having a good time?
Tanya Reese says, Leah, when are you going to do the CBD lip balm and sunscreen?
Can I
Is
tell
it
you,
coming? Please
I'm
say yes.
working on the sunscreen, and not just a lip balm, but a lip treatment that helps to get rid of the lines around the mouth. We are working on that. That's on my list to call today to follow up. Also, it was daylight savings time. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
I woke up every morning at 3.
I hate that it happened it's Saturday night instead of Sunday night, because I needed that extra hour Sunday, because I barely made that flight, because I went to Jeff's. And then, because I can't take the dog to Jeff's, I had to go back home to get my luggage and the dog.
Yeah.
If I could have taken the dog, I could have taken the dog, my luggage, everything, gone to the thing, leisurely gone to the airport. But I would never. So what I had done, I had hired a driver, listen to this, to go with the housekeeper who's familiar with the dog, to follow me over to the studio with the dog in the car and my luggage so I could go straight from there. And then just so that the dog wouldn't bother Jeff. And then I thought, he'll never know the dog's following us in the car behind. But then I realized I'm putting the dog from 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, like 3 hours longer in the car where he can't pee, and hiring a driver, and having the housekeeper spend half of her day just to keep the dog from going on to go see Jeff.
I was listening to him the other day, and he had Jill Zarin on, and she had her dog there.
And he didn't like it.
Well, he was acting like it when I heard him. I mean, he wasn't saying anything bad about it.
Trust me, he does not
probably didn't
like
like
the
it.
dog. And he thinks that he loves dogs. He has dogs. He has a little Pekingese his boyfriend has who lives over there. He's got 2 cats. He thinks the dog belongs at home. And I agree with him, but you can't always leave the dog at home when you're flying out of town.
No.
So I didn't take the dog. I was like, I'm not going to take the dog. I'll never the end of it.
And he's just sitting over here so sweet and quiet today, too.
And then so anyway, so I had to really rush. I mean, I literally ran in the house. I shut down the house. I grabbed the dog. I grabbed my jewelry, grabbed my purse. I grabbed my stuff. I run out to the car, get in the Uber, rush to the airport, and we're like, oh, God, this is great. We've got plenty of time. And then we get into that traffic situation. I couldn't believe it. So meanwhile, Jason, how many emails do I have to delete? How many do I have to delete?
Well, how many you have?
How many do I have? Because you said
I had 75,000.
75,000 emails. So
Yeah.
my emails are kicking back because I have so many, so I have to start deleting now.
Yeah, because you used up all the
Yeah, but
storage space.
I mean, 75,000 emails. How important am I? I must be very important.
Every time you
How
get
many
one
is
and
that?
every time you reply, that counts as 2.
I
And
mean,
then
that's
it
a
adds up
lot.
fast.
And that was since when, Jason? How many years? 3? I think it was in 3 years.
When did they invent email?
No, because we deleted them all 3 years ago.
Went back from 2014.
Yeah, we
2014.
deleted them in 2014, so 5 years of emails. And I do delete a lot of them. I had how many? 75,000?
75,000.
Oh, God. Whatever. So my last night there, after I went to the Palm with Jeff, and I couldn't take the dog, so I told Brendan to come sit with the dog. We went to the Palm. So Brendan comes and sits on the couch, watches TV. He goes, I've never watched TV in my life. I've watched TV 2 hours tonight. This is the most I've ever watched all my life combined. I'm sure he's online and all that streaming stuff. He's 26. So he watched the dog, and I went with Jeff the Palm. When I came back, we went, you're not going to believe this, we went to 2 dollar stores and 2 Ross stores. we watched that time they closed, and we got to the one before it closed, the next before it closed, the next before it closed. The last one closed at 10:30. I bought more junk. I bought Christmas ornaments. I got the dog a leash because I didn't have one, and I was worried about if I had one bag too many, I'd have to put one bag inside another one and put them on the ground. I got, oh my God, we got cleaning stuff for the house. I mean, we spent like $40 at one place and $30 at another place. I mean, it was hilarious. I couldn't believe it. It was so much fun. It's like my favorite store, Ross and the dollar store. Brendan's never been to the dollar store. He was dying.
Yeah.
He was just dying. Like, these glasses are from the dollar store. I buy like 5 pair at a time because I'd buy the number 1 or 1.25, either one of those. And I just have them around everywhere. And he's going, oh my God, I hit the lottery. I can't believe it. He goes, I paid $15 for this the other day. It's $1. It's like, we were just having such a ball. Oh my God.
The millennials have no idea what they've missed out on in
Oh
life.
yeah, the dollar store.
The dollar store.
Ross. I mean, Freda loves Ross, but the dollar store.
The in-store experience.
And the 99-cent store. We went to the 99-cent store too.
Yeah.
They had a lot of stuff for 99 cents. Oh my God, it was just incredible. Stacy Sturgewagon, do you think Vicki sealed her fate when she sued Kelly Dodd? You know, that's a good question. I don't know, because I know the contracts say, the standard contracts, you can't sue the cast, the crew, Bravo, etc. So, and then she sued her under another name. So I don't know if she's doing that for press and publicity, if she's trying to punish Kelly, she wants Kelly to have to hire lawyers, but Vicki's a suer. Remember, she sued the other guy, Brooks, for the money he owed. I get it. I would want my money back too, but by the time you pay the lawyers and sue and drag yourself through it, I mean, you wind up with nothing. But anyway, so I don't know if she sealed her fate. Apparently, they said she might not be invited to the reunion.
She's already dropped it. She dropped it within 48 hours.
Okay.
And I saw somebody called in and asked Andy about it on his radio show this week.
Yeah, well, they don't like it.
And he said, well, I don't know how much I can really talk about it. He says, but he says, I don't think it's happening. And they said, well, isn't it in the contract that they're not allowed to sue each other? And he said, yes. So.
Yeah, that's the standard. Thing is, Bravo does not like litigious people. I'm going to tell you that right now. If they think, I think that's part of the reason they didn't bring Miami back, because Joanna was threatening to sue about something and Lisa was threatening to sue about something.
Yep.
And so they don't like that. And so you think if you go around talking about you're going to sue them, you know,
Bye.
you got a problem. Bye-bye. Bye, girl. Bye, girl. Life is great, 4,200. No question. Just preach about how hardworking you are. What does that mean? Just preach about how hardworking
They
you
just
are?
said that they didn't have a question. They just wanted you to preach about how hardworking you are.
Are they being sarcastic?
No, they were being truthful.
Well, I do work. Do I not work, Jason? Am I a worker?
You gotta stop.
Am I a worker? James, am I a worker?
Yes.
RJ, does mom work all the time? He's grinning. Okay, so Sandy and I were talking yesterday about the taxes to pay for the end of the year, Jason. And she goes, you know, Leah, we are so much alike. We have to be doing something all the time. We have to be producing all the time. We have to be producing results all the time. We can't just sit still. I'm like, I know. I can't go to have 5-hour lunch with those girls. I just can't go sit at the pool and get a tan. I have to be doing something
Me
productive.
too. I can't be sitting around.
I can't just sit around and do nothing. I mean, what do you... The other day, Jordan, this guy, this financial planner, said, why are you doing all this? I'm like, what else am I going to do? Well, what am I going to do? I mean, I got to do something. That's why I like doing Jeff's radio show. It's like one more thing to do. It's something.
Joanna Barraza says you don't get anywhere without hard work.
That's right. You got to work hard and smart.
All right.
Slade Baker, have you seen the morning show? What are your thoughts? What is the morning show?
That's the morning show on Apple TV. It's on the news. So it's with Jennifer Aniston and
no. I haven't seen it.
yeah, it's got Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon and
What is it, a talk show?
it's part of the new Apple streaming
It's
TV
on
service.
streaming.
Yeah, it's
you
one
know,
of their new
here's
services.
the problem with that. The name alone makes it a no for me.
Yeah.
The morning show.
It's about a morning television
I
talk
don't
show.
want to get up in the morning.
That hour episode.
Oh, it's just a short-term thing.
It's a mini.
Oh,
It's
a
like
mini thing.
it's like a mini series.
I might like it, but the morning part just
Yeah. It's
takes me out of the picture because it's anything in the morning.
Co-host found out to have sexual.
Yeah, the whole thing with
Right.
Matt Lauer.
Right.
It's probably interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing it, but I hate that morning show name.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Nobody
mean,
wants to be hit with anything heavy in the morning.
I haven't seen it, but Jason said he liked it, but the reviews for it for anything on Apple haven't been really good so far.
No.
So yeah.
Alan Rothschild. Oh, our last name.
That's our friend that had to sign the book too.
Oh, we all signed the book, Alan. What do you think about 45? I love calling him 45. That is a brilliant idea. I have never referred to him as POTUS. I
Yeah.
won't. I just refer to him with Trump with the small t. I don't even capitalize his name. Becoming a Florida resident. Well, he tries to escape taxes any way he can. So he's that. And number one. Number two, they're going to get hissed and booed in New York. They all hate him there. I mean, they really hate him. Three, he's got all that litigation going on in New York. And I'm sure he's got some lawyering thing going on in his mind where he can say, well, I'm not a resident anymore. You don't have any rights to it. It's calculated.
Absolutely.
It fits into his corrupt con. That's all. Oh, and when he
And
goes
we're-
to Palm Beach, believe me, he's not going to be that popular in Palm Beach. He'll be popular amongst a little elite crowd of riches. The little people that go to Mar-a-Lago and suck up and bow down and aren't you pretty and great. But Palm Beach generally
Yeah.
is liberal, and it's a very highly concentrated Jewish community. I don't think he's going to be liked there, but he'll live in a bubble.
Yeah.
He'll live in the Mar-a-Lago
Well, he's gonna
bubble,
have to.
the Rush
Or a
Limbaugh
cell.
Goff bubble. He'll live in in the bubble. He won't be out in the real world to be hissed and booed.
Or a
Candice,
cell.
What about this?
He's in
Yeah,
jail
or a
cell. That's
I
what he
hope.
needs to be living
What
in.
about the fact that he got booed at those two
I know.
arenas?
I love that.
And now he's trolling, looking for a place he can go to a sporting event, not be booed, and be cheered. You think he's at his rally. Oh my God, it's so pathetic, baby. Michelle Poor, what is your best-selling product? Do you have any specials on now? I'd like to try the skincare after seeing the testimonials. Well, the testimonials are incredible. They are organic, and these testimonials blow me away every day. The most popular is the eye cream, and then would be followed by the serum. The mask also, because you get 10 masks in a kit, and that does tone, firm, tighten, get rid of lines and wrinkles and bags and this and that. But we do have a special. We have a deluxe package where you're getting over $500 of the product for what, $270. You get everything. So you just go on our site and look for our deluxe package where you get to try everything for more than half off if you use the podcast podcast is your promo code.
Yeah, Deanna Walford says the Sudden Youth Beauty facial treatment is great. I love it. That's what she's saying here about it right now. So
that's the one I was just talking about.
That's
I've
the
been
new facial
using that kit, honestly, since the 80s. I can't even believe it.
I think we're going to take our 5-second break, and we'll be right back. And we're back.
Okay, in royalty news. So, the Daily Express is reporting that half of Britain think that Meghan Markle is good for the royal family. I do think she's good for the royal family. First of all, she, being like mulatto or half black, half white, whatever, it's multicultural. I think that's a good thing. She carries herself with poise. She was flawless at that wedding. She memorized all those lines. She didn't have to read anything. She was flawless. She dresses now like a princess instead of when she first announced her thing and looked like a cheerleader. and she's well spoken.
Yes.
And I mean, she's accomplished. She did very well on her own. I think she's an asset to the royal family.
I agree.
I think Kate is too. I think Kate's an asset. Kate has not made a blunder that I can think of since she's been married to Prince William. I don't think she has. Whatever. What are you laughing about?
Carol Alderette says, sorry if I butchered your last name, says she saw Hillary Clinton last night at the Gutsy Women tour.
Really?
She said Giuliani was abducted by aliens.
I think he is an alien. He's
there's
horrible.
something wrong with him.
Let me tell you with him. He was a fraud.
From the beginning.
He was a nasty, mean prosecutor that headed up New York because he got the job based on political connections. Probably did a decent job running the Southern District of New York. Then he was very unpopular right before 9/11.
Right.
Then 9/11 hits and he becomes the center of attention and it's all PR and branding, how fabulous and this and that. Well, no one ever pointed out that right before 9/11 they had relocated all the communications and the police and this and that and put them all at risk. So he took credit for all that. So now because he's such a security expert, he starts a security firm and he capitalizes on that and runs around and trots himself around and makes a ton of money off of being, the New York mayor.
Security firm.
Security firm.
I can't stop laughing. He's the one that butt dialing people, and he owns a security firm.
Yeah. And he's a fraud. I've always thought he's a fraud. So now he gets drunk on power. Trump gets in, and he goes, "Wow, I can make a lot of money now with my access to Trump." So he runs over and he uses Trump's name as his access card. And we've seen that. Remember those people we worked with that used Oprah Winfrey's card as like their badge of everything? They were just, so horrible. And so he uses Trump as his access to everything. And then he gets drunk on power. And then he gets greedy. And then he gets in. And all of a sudden, who he really is at his core is coming out. That's who he's always been.
Yep.
He didn't change. I don't think money changes you. It makes you more of what you are. If you're greedy, you get more greedy. If you're a hoarder, you hoard more. If you're generous, you give more away. That's who he is at his core. A rotten scoundrel, crony, crook. Okay, next. Now, let's see.
Ryan Holt says, didn't Giuliani get busted because he couldn't figure out how to unlock his iPhone? That's true. And then he butt dialed.
And you know what he said?
His ass is actually smarter than he is.
Yeah, could be. But you know what? When he did that dial, what did they heard him talking? I need $200,000 to $300,000.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. When you are at that level in life and you need $200,000 to $300,000, you are broke. Because his divorce was costing him a fortune. $200,000 to $300,000 in New York City gets you nowhere. Traveling around all the places first class gets you nowhere. He's stone broke.
Yeah.
And I think Trump promised him a pardon. But Trump will never give him any money to bail him out because he doesn't have any money. That's why he's selling off his assets right now because he realizes it's diminishing return. The minute he gets out of office, they're going to be worth nothing. So he's trying to sell them now while he thinks they're worth something. He's trying to get a premium for them. Some Saudi person will come in and give him a premium so that they get something else out of another quid pro quo.
Yep.
Such a crook. I can't.
Joanna Barraza says, what do you think of Paula White now on the White House parole?
Oh, my God.
Payroll.
Oh, have you watched her? I want you all to Google Paula White. She is the spiritual advisor. She speaks in tongues. She told everybody,
Episcopalian.
that you have to give your first month's salary. You have to send it in, I guess, to the church, because the first piece of fruit, the first month's salary, the first of everything is God's. Send it in, send it in. She's crazy. Have you seen her? Oh my God. And then I noticed Trump was pulling out a chair for her to sit down and he was looking at her ass. I mean, he's such an, I can't. I just can't.
Yeah, they're agreeing she's a loony too.
She's a loony. And this is just, but they're all loonies. Look at the people in the White House. They're all
listen,
loonies.
misery loves
Pence
company.
was very unpopular, could never have gotten reelected in Indiana, okay? And then you've got all the crazies. The legitimate people don't want to work there.
She's deemed the White House holy ground, is what they're saying.
Oh yeah. We're now on the holy ground. Oh,
well, isn't he the chosen one, he thinks? So
well,
now we're on the holy ground.
Yeah, but the thing is, all these uneducated, ignorant people out in the boondocks that all they do is sit and watch Jimmy Swaggart all day, every day, they believe all that stuff. They don't have anything else to do or believe. They don't look at their news from anywhere but Fox and Jimmy Swaggart.
Yep.
Jeff Bezos is building a D.C. mansion. It's going to have 2 elevators, 25 bathrooms, 1,006 light fixtures, and a full movie theater.
Oh my God.
And the reason that's making a point is because he just cut Whole Foods employees' benefits for part-time workers 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So he's building that mansion. He's making something like, how many billions a second? I think it was 16 or something. And it was a ton he's making. And then he's cutting the benefits of employees, and he's got all that money.
Not only that, they've now if you're a Prime member, like a Prime membership, if you have that, they're offering free grocery delivery now to you on any order over $30 from Whole Foods. So that's also taken away from the service fees and stuff that they were once charging for that. So those employees are probably feeling a little bit of that too.
I just think when you're a billionaire at that level in life, you have a huge responsibility to take care of anyone in your path. I mean, listen, we do it at our house and we're not billionaires. I mean, Haiti had a problem in Cuba. She left for 3 weeks. She's gone now. And Heidi said, well, are we going to pay her? I said, well, of course we're going to pay her. Esperanza had eye surgery. She missed 3 weeks on a glaucoma thing. We paid her. Her husband was in the hospital when he got hit by a car. She missed a month or two. We paid her. We don't, we take care of everybody. Freda wants to go to Israel next year. I'm paying for that. She wants to go to a wedding and with her entire family's going to be in Ecuador in January or something like that. I was like, well, of course we buy the ticket. Jason just buys the ticket. Always give her cash to go. You have to take care of the people that are around you. That's your responsibility. If you are a person that is in a position where you have to hire people to make your life work, you're responsible for them. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. All right, now let's see. We already talked about
Ryan Holt says it's because you and Roy are decent people.
Well, I don't even think that's an unusual thing to do. I mean, to me, it's like, why aren't you getting any credit or recognition for that? It's just how life is supposed to be. I mean, if you're in a house and you got a ton of food and your neighbor is hungry, you just go there and give them dinner every night. I don't understand the mentality of people. Like, when is enough enough? I mean, how many billions do you have to feel like, you've got the biggest dick in the room and that you can live the rest of your life comfortably, and so can all your kids for the next 100 generations? I don't understand. While the climate's burning. I mean, I can't. Oh, but we already did RHOC. Oh, Kyle said there's going to be 10 full-time House members on Beverly Hills.
Wow. I wondered because they can't seem to find it. Denise Richards is missing in action. There was another cast photo posted yesterday because she had a party at her house.
Is she gonna be in
and
there?
Denise wasn't in it either. They're saying she's got so much acting work that she's not been able to film the show.
Could be. But, also, I think the show is not electric, so they're looking to find that spark, and then they'll build around it, and then maybe at the end they won't give them all a diamond,
Mm-hmm.
But I like the show. I like the backdrop. I like the city. I like the fanciness. I like the diamonds. I like the girls. But it's not a deep show. It is a superficial show.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? LA is very superficial. So it's LA. It's very LA. Yeah. And if you don't like LA, then you're not going to like the show. Yep. But I think they're probably thinking, if we put enough out there, we'll get another Rena. We'll get another Lisa Rena. We'll get another Spitfire. And then we cut back. I don't know what that is, but 10's a lot. That's
this week's a big week. They have the OC, the Dallas. We've got New Jersey tomorrow night that premieres, and
See, I only watch. I don't watch Jersey. I only watch New York and
Atlanta premiered
Beverly
Sunday.
Hills and Orange County now.
Kenya's back on Atlanta.
You know what? That was a mistake letting Kenya go. I really think, and I think it was a mistake letting Phaedra go.
Yeah, I agree.
get it that Candy doesn't like her, but Phaedra's been on that show for a very long time. She copped to what she did. But you know what? She didn't do that by herself.
No.
What's her name was doing it with her? What's the girl's name? Portia.
With Portia.
Portia was in on it with her, and Portia got to stay. I never thought that was equitable.
No.
That she got kicked off. Portia stayed because Candy doesn't want her on there because she made up that lie about the sex thing. Well, all those girls lie about everything all the time. I don't know. I think she's paid her dues.
I will have to say, her daughter, though, is the cutest little kid. I mean,
Whose daughter?
Kenya's daughter, because she had her on there. And let me just tell you, she has the prettiest smile, and she just, like, every time the camera was on her, she was really, like, piling it on.
Oh, no, I like Candy's like one of the backbones of the show. I like Candy's got real talent, you know. Now, Jane Fonda was arrested again. She's going to get arrested every Friday. This is her 4th Friday in a row, bringing attention to the climate crisis. I love her. I don't care what people say. I like her. She's done a lot of good, a lot more good than she did that one bad photo. Lori Loughlin's husband's contesting the latest charges of bribery and conspiracy. They have a November the 20th arraignment for the scandal about paying $500,000 to get their kids in the school. Jeff and I were talking about that on the show, and he and I agree, finally, on something now, I think it's a worse perpetration, let's call it, or whatever, bad judgment. To have someone cheat on your test or alter your scores is worse than faking to be a crew person. So, but the difference is they gave 500 and the other one gave 15. The difference is that Felicity came right out, apologized, took responsibility, and these people are still running around signing autographs at red carpets with their nose in the air, acting like they're white privilege. So it's the attitude. But they
Plus, it's in writing too. He said where they've got Massimo in writing saying, "I worked the system."
Oh no, they don't. They don't have a real defense. And then, like Roy was pointing out, even if they did have a defense, the jury pool's been tainted.
Yeah,
and it's not just the LA jury pool. You couldn't even get a change of venue. It's everywhere because everyone's seen how they've conducted themselves, and they want, the Leona Helmsley that went to jail on April 15th, tax day. They want a poster child for this, and they may be it. Who knows? In news.
We have a question from Tracy Limpy. She says, I'm actually nervous because of all the Democrats after him and nothing else. That is why Trump is going to be reelected. I so want to be wrong, but I think it's hurting them. And I'm a Republican, but I didn't vote for Trump. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that if the Democrats put in a very liberal nominee, we will lose. Yeah. You're not going to get the swing.
Yeah, and if you look at the polling in the swing states, you're absolutely 100% right.
Only thing that matters. Remember when James Carville said, it's the economy, stupid? Listen to me. It is the swing states, stupid. Yep. We are going to win California. We are going to win Hawaii. We are going to win New York. We're going to win those states. The swing states are going to determine who the president is. Bernie Sanders has claimed himself a socialist. There's no way Wall Street and money people and moderate people are going to go
and same thing with Elizabeth Warren.
It's not going to happen. Yeah. Elizabeth Warren's only mistake, in my opinion, bringing down the banks was a mistake, but you can overcome it because a lot of people agree with her. But when you force Medicare for all that costs $20 trillion, she should have said Pete Buttigieg's position on that. Because she did say, I'm a capitalist, I'm not a socialist. So she got over that hump that Bernie didn't. And she's a great campaigner. I actually adore her. She's one of the smartest ones out there. But when you say you're going to have a Medicare for all plan that costs $20 trillion, there is no way to justify how you're going to pay for that and the insurance companies that are going to go out of business and the transition and all that. Pete Buttigieg has the best policy for that. Medicare for all that can afford it, all that want it. And Joe Biden has a best policy for that. Build on the Affordable Care. But that's where Elizabeth stepped in it. So that leaves the moderates that are left that have traction. Kamala's not going to get any traction. I'm sorry. She's just not getting the traction. Cory Booker's almost out. He had barely made it last time. Julian Castro's not raising the money to stay in. The only moderates left in the game, Beto dropped out. Gabby, what's her name? I don't want to give her any attention. The only ones that are moderate and still in are Buttigieg, Biden, and Klobuchar.
Yep.
Klobuchar is probably not, she doesn't have the momentum, the money, or the name recognition. She's not at the level of them, but she's still there. So you've really just got Buttigieg and Biden as the only moderates left.
Right. And we don't win the election by popular vote. We win it by the electoral vote. And we know that, that's the situation.
If you poll the swing states,
correct,
the only one beating them by significant margins is Biden.
Joe.
Now, I love Buttigieg.
I do too.
Think he's a little genius.
He's the smartest guy in the room.
He's very smart. On the other hand, what does he have against him? He doesn't have a lot of experience. He's a mayor of a small town, and he's young. So he's going to have a future, whether it's the cabinet, a vice president, a secretary of state, a president in the future. He's not there yet. He's not. The South, the swing states in the South and the moderates are not going to put a gay guy in the White House. Imagine he kisses that husband.
Well, they're going
to fall on the fucking floor.
No, they're already talking about him at city council meetings and stuff like that.
They're going to fall on the floor. This one city council guy came out and said, we've got a queer running for president. Yeah. Actually, a queer running for president. So that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with these hillbilly, ignorant people, and this country's just not there yet because of this right religious Christian nut thing. So I don't think he can win. So now we narrow it down. That leaves Joe Biden. Now, why is it that Trump has risked his presidency and spent 3 years doing everything he can to take Joe Biden out? Because he knows Joe Biden can carry the swing states. Mm-hmm. And that to me, as much as I love so many of them, I'm not going to vote with my heart. I'm going to vote with my head. I'm going to vote with who can win the swing states. Yep. And that's the conversation that you need to be having with everybody you know. And if other people think someone else can win the swing states, listen, go for it. But you've got to win the swing states. It's that simple.
Luisi Malion wants to know, will Florida residents receive him with open arms after the term? Well, no. We're used to swampland.
No, yeah. Not anywhere, nowhere from Jupiter down. No. From Jupiter up and southern, Alabama and Florida, Georgia, all those, yeah, they will.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't go to dinner with any of those people. He wouldn't invite them to Mar-a-Lago. No. So no. Oh, a guy won the lottery for $200,000 on his way to get his last chemotherapy. He went in and decided to buy a ticket and won $200,000. Then another North Carolina guy named Ronnie Foster has won $1 million twice in the lottery.
Get out.
How did he do that?
That's a pretty lucky guy.
He's won $1 million 2 different times. I can't believe it.
I knew someone in Ohio back when I was a kid growing up in Kentucky. Across the river, they had the Ohio lottery, and there was a family that hit it twice. And the first time they won like $3 million, and then they hit it again and won like $58 million. They picked the numbers off of the license plates on the way to buy the ticket. They picked the numbers off cars they saw.
I just want to win it once. So listen to this. Are you sitting down? According to the Big 7 travel groups, what city do you think was named the sexiest city in the world?
Of course we were.
Miami.
Miami, of course.
I'm in shock.
I'm not.
Paris is number 2.
I saw that.
Miami is sexier than Paris, Jason? Not at all. Come on. And then there's then they said Denver, Copenhagen, Cape Town, Jason, Zurich. That's the sexy. Zurich, Cap Antibes, France, Dublin, Liverpool, and I can't read this one, Los Angeles. Los Angeles may be the movie star thing. Other than that, no. And Miami, they're saying it has the nightlife, the beaches, the culture, the party, and the romantic views. What culture?
Well, for people that don't live here, they always think we have culture. The people that live here know better.
I love Miami. I love it. It's a lot of things. It's crazy.
It sure is.
It's multicultural. It's exciting. It's nightlife. It's beaches. It's models. It's crazy. But the sexiest city in the world compared to Paris, London, Copenhagen, I don't know. I'm going to get in trouble. Okay. So Facebook's allowing those fake ads still.
I know, and then they're trying to cut us off.
Yeah, they're trying
trying to shut us down.
Yeah, and Twitter's saying no, we're not going to allow any political ads because we don't have the resources to vet them properly. That's the responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
So don't believe any political ad on either side on Facebook. It has not been vetted. And then in bad news, a 7-year-old was shot while trick-or-treating in Chicago.
I saw that.
Can you believe that? So I'm going to save the rest of the news for later. We're running late. Full moon glow up. Oh, my God.
You got time.
Enjoy.
You got 5 minutes.
Okay, so I'm going to be hosting this thing Tuesday night, November the 12th, 6:30 to 9 at the Coral Gables Museum. You can get tickets at www.thinkpeacock.com. They're going to have music, yoga, psychics, all this stuff.
Your retail.
Retail. I have our handbags there, blah, blah, blah. That'll be fun. Watch What Crappens. We're going next Friday night. Well, Jason was... Is it this Friday?
Yes, it's Friday.
It's Friday?
Friday.
Oh, my God. RJ, it's Friday.
It's
We're going
this
to
Friday.
see Ronnie. Not next Friday, this Friday. So Jason was going to go, but then he decided to be a party pooper and go where? Oh, he's going to Paris instead. You know, don't you have any taste at all? You could be going to see Watch What Crappens with James, RJ, and I, and instead you're going to that crappy old place called Paris.
And you know what? It'll probably be a really good night because it's the next day after the premiere of the New Jersey Housewives.
Oh, it's going to be
I
really
bet they
good.
will rip it to pieces.
Now, you can take somebody if you want because they have an extra ticket because they're going to let RJ in.
Oh,
we have to figure out how they're not going to care about RJ. Okay, so listen to what our customers are saying about Leah Black Beauty Skincare. I really hope this reaches you because I absolutely love you, your skincare products, and your podcast. I saw you on Flipping Out, and then I heard you on the Jeff Lewis radio show. I'm so glad I got introduced to you. I love your skincare line. I can't believe I've missed it all these years. Your CBD products are amazing. I turned 52 this year and took a bet on the eye cream and the face serum. It decreased the bags and puffiness under my eyes immediately. When your face cream lotion came out, I got that too. I do love that face cream. And I ordered doubles. So I had a set for each of our homes. This is my kind of a customer. Can you buy another home? Buy another badge?
Can you buy another 3 homes?
Leah, this is magic. I just love it. My skin looks so much better. Thank you. Anyway, I love you. I love your podcast. And please make CBD lip treatment and sunscreen. I've got to get on top of that right now. I will buy them both. Thank you, Tanya. Oh, my God. You know what? I sent that one to Jeff. I said, look how much your customers love us. Leah's life lessons. Do not complain, fix it. Okay.
That is this week's.
Well, we've got a whole lot of political news. I'm going to hit the highlights and we're going to have to move on. The highlights are last night.
Correct.
Kentucky governor is now a Democrat. The first time in decades. Can you believe it?
Almost makes me want to move back.
I don't think so. Now, I tweeted out when it looked like he might win that Mitch McConnell is on an IV drip right now.
Oh, you know he probably
is freaking out because I have read that his ratings are his approval ratings are anywhere between 18 and 30%. So he's thinking Trump's going to bail him out. And they lost. It's not going to happen. So I think he's got problems. Now, Virginia, we now won the state Senate, and the state legislature.
Yep.
And so we now control everything. We already have the governor. So we have the governor. So that woman that lost by the flip of the coin, she won this time. So we've got that locked down.
And you remember the woman that flipped off the...
That's my
Do you have that? I
next
saw that this morning.
Julie, whatever her last name is, Briskenman or whatever. She was the one that when the motorcade went by in D.C. or somewhere, or Virginia, she shot the president the bird. She lost her job over that.
Yes, she got in a lot of trouble.
Guess what? She was now elected to the board of Virginia County.
Yes, she was elected to the city council.
Julie Brismar or something. Oh my God. And then in other big news, the city council in Indiana, Pence's hometown, went blue.
Yep.
And Sunderland, the UK or Ukrainian $1 million donor to Trump that bought an ambassadorship, went in and changed his testimony that there was a quid pro quo.
Yes.
Then Trump was booed at 2 huge events, and now at the UFC event and at the Nationals football game. So now he's trolling, looking for places where he can go and get an applause.
Yeah, he's been used to those rallies. He's not...
So we're going to have to let it go there.
Ronnie's watching. He says he loves you, girl.
Ronnie, I love you, boy. We're going to see you Friday night. James and RJ and I are all going to go.
We can't wait.
We can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, my love. I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday. I'm going to save all this. We have a lot to talk about. I'll save it for next Wednesday. So we had fun. Don't forget to go to Hello at Leah Black leahblack.com for your emails. Send us anything you need to know. Watch for the Black Friday special. We're going to have a huge specials on the handbags. Pay attention to your deluxe kit where you get more than 50% off with the podcast promo code. And go if you I don't think they have any tickets left, but if they do for Watch What Crappens on Friday night in Fort Lauderdale, get them. And if not, tell the venue to hold them over another night and get your rents together. And what else is there? Is that it? I guess that's it.
And then we have the full moon thing next week.
The full moon
don't forget
next
about
week.
that.
Well,
Yes.
That's before next Wednesday.
So
So that's going to be in
on
Coral
Tuesday
Gables.
night.
Tuesday night. So you can always put email us at hello@leahblack.com for anything you need to know, and we will be there for you. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next Wednesday, same time, same place, Facebook Live, or wherever you get your favorite podcast. Bye.